And your time starts now.
All right. That was a long minute, wasn't it?
That was a real long minute, Robert.
All right, well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Robert Mast, as you all heard. And so what did we start with? I started with these colts. The first thing I want to do is just try to get a connection with them. Now, obviously, he's following me here, which is good. That's what I like to see. And what I've been seeing in here when I was out there waiting, it looked like he just wanted a friend to be with him in here. So I figured, well, when I get in there, it shouldn't be too hard. But the first thing I want to do is just move him around in here. And I want to know how he moves, which I saw that earlier out here when they come in the arena when we did the drawing. And that's the reason I kind of picked him, because I kind of knew, I liked how he moved. But that's the first thing I'll do. Just get them moving around, moving their feet, see how he moves, see what I need to work on. Is he a little sticky? Do I have to get him moving forward? Does he have a lot of go? Do I need to slow down, or what do I need to do? Or does he need a lot of work on loping? Does he need time to loping? Does he need a lot of loping, or does he need not too much loping, so we got enough horse left till the end of the session? What do I need to do? So as of now, what I'm seeing, it looks like he's got some forward. He's got a nice stretch to his trot. And then I'll kind of move towards his hind end, see if I can get his nose just tipped in just a little bit. And I like that. He's licking and chewing. That means he's thinking about what's going on. So now he didn't face up to me when I moved towards his hind end, so I'll move kind of out in front of him and see if we can turn him to the inside. There. That's a nice turn. Looks like he's pretty quick on his feet. And there's the lope. Looks like he'll move out pretty nice. But what I'm doing right now is I want to get him to face up. Get his attention to me. And I'll stop. He didn't get it. Now he's checking out my obstacle there. Move out there. I'll move towards his hind end. He kind of got distracted again. I'll move out in front of him again. Get his attention. There. Move towards his hind end. See if I can get that hind end to step across. So what I'm looking for here is him facing up to me and moving his hind end around the front, which is very important to me. And I didn't know the value at the time when I started doing this, but lately I've been getting a lot of this. And I notice when I go to put the halter on, if you get this pretty good, you go to put the halter on them, they stay much softer to the halter because they know how to move their body. Now he's kind of distracted about something over there. But that's not a big deal. When he leaves, I don't go to running after him. I wait till he's out there on the rail, and then start pushing him. We go again this way. See if we can get him to lope here. There we go. It was the wrong lead, but it was a lope. Right now, he doesn't know what we're doing anyway. There. It's a good face. See if we can get a step in the back. I'll step out, give him a chance. Whoop, there. He says no. Heading for the rail. I start pushing. See if we can get him to lope again. Hey, nice lead change. Step out in front of him again. There's one step in the back. I'll ask him. Yeah, there. You always give that horse a chance for the good deal. See how he tried to leave? I step out in front there. Kind of got distracted, but he stuck with me. Now he's looking around. He's trying to figure out what we're doing. He says, well, maybe I ought to just leave. And there he's at now. So we start pushing him. No, I haven't loped him this way yet. So I might see if I can get him to lope a little bit right here. There we go. Step out in front. There. Go towards the hind. There. Good. Good boy. There he was actually paying attention to me and coming to me. There. See how he had his attention on something else, and he thought about leaving, and the last second before he took a step, he came to me. And that's what I'm looking for. I don't mind so much if they get distracted, but before they leave, I want them to be paying attention to me. I'll step out front. See if we can get the hind. There's the hind. See if we can keep him going. Keep him going. He says, there. That's a full circle. That's good. And he come forward towards me a little bit. So that's good. Good boy. So now I'll move him out again. And if I move him out there, that gives me another chance to get me connected with him. Step out in front again. There he faced. See if we can get the hind. On this side, he's a little more sticky on this side. He doesn't want to move his hind as good. There. So that's the five. The five. I heard this from another trainer, but I can't take any credit for it. But and I think it's got a lot of meaning to it. He was talking about the 5 principles of good horsemanship, and he said, first, start quiet and you end quiet. And then you get the pressure off the horse. Then you fight the resistance, and always be willing to compromise, and always quit on the try. And those 5 things, if you can stick to those and do that, I think that's good horsemanship. And being willing to compromise, if you don't know what that means being willing to listen to the horse, see what he's got to offer. Because these colts, you first start with one, you have no idea. Like this one here, I have no idea what his history is, or where he's been, or, well, I know where he's been, but throughout his first 2 years of his life here, I don't know what all has happened to him. And if he is resisting something, well, I don't know. Maybe something happened that he's resisting. So I'd like for him to move his hindquarters just a little better before I get the halter on him. I could catch him pretty easy now, right now. But I'm using this fence on the round pen right now, kind of as my lead rope. Because when he leaves, my lead rope doesn't get tight until he's on the fence. And that's there. That's good. All right. Kind of got distracted a little bit again. He goes to leave. Well, then we'd start working. There's a nice little lope. See if we can get a full circle out of him. There. There's the face.
I like watching Robert work. I've known him a long time. This man is not just a good horseman, he's a great cowboy. You don't say that about a lot of people that live east of the Mississippi as far as big country ranch cowboys, but Robert spent a lot of time west of the Mississippi cowboying, and he spent a good deal of that time cowboying for us. And he's the same horseback as he is on the ground. You watch him, there's no wasted movement. He didn't spend a lot of time training horses or starting colts with me. He spent a lot of time doctoring cattle. But there's just no wasted movement. He goes at something and he gets a goal and a focus and he makes it happen. And I like watching that. I like that sense of purpose, that sense of urgency. He's not wasting time. He's getting right after it, but nothing's wasted while he's out here.
Step out in front of him. There we go. Get his attention. And right now, on these young horses on the first day, I really would like for him to be doing all the work, but these first days you might be doing all the walking, because see how I had to walk a full circle around him, and he just stood in the middle. Well, maybe tomorrow I can stand in the middle.
That's why you're skinny and I'm not.
You saying you're fat?
I said I wasn't skinny, Robert. I didn't say I was fat. Goodness. Way to call a spade a spade.
Well, I mean, that's just kind of how it popped in my mind, I guess.
One of my other employees told me one time, he said, you need to know Robert Mast is the most honest man I've ever met.
There.
Then he goes and says something like that.
Hey, sometimes truth hurts.
Do you need to keep on? Thank God I'm not. You know what I said about the judges? Never mind. Let's be nice to the judges.
Yeah, I'm sure glad you're in here, Ken. That way I don't have to talk crap about the judges. I can just do it to you. And the judges don't get mad at me.
This gentleman just stepped up to me and he said, you want to know which horses we picked? I picked this one right here. He said, I liked his courage. I liked the fact he was out front.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. You know, this colt was not my pick. I had no intentions of picking this colt when I got here this morning. Because they had sent us pictures of these colts. And this colt here, the picture was, it looked like he was kind of from a distance, the picture. And I thought for sure he had a big old round Roman nose head on him. And these colts come running into the arena here. And I was like, man, that little sorrel there, he's moving nice. And what I really liked about him was his head carriage. His head stayed low and level, and he was moving flat on all fours. So that was my first, you know, what I seen on him, what I liked the best about him. So, and I think for me, a colt that moves flat, smooth, and he looked like he had a lot of forward movement when he was trotting around. So that's what I picked him. And he was always, when he was going around the arena, he was sniffing these blocks, he was sniffing the fence, he was always looking at stuff and trying to figure it out. He didn't have his head up and jump at some of the others. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but when they first started talking on the microphone, a bunch of the others, their head went up, and they seemed very alert. So now, what I'm doing here, I'm just getting him to move his feet right now. And also, with this flag, I'm just kind of desensitizing him with this flag. But at the same time, I can get him to move his feet. And you see how he seemed pretty good with his flag when I first picked it up. But now I'm doing something different. I'm moving a little different. He's moving his feet. And he says, I don't know about that thing. Well, we'll just have to work through that. And if you notice, when I'm moving my flag here, I'm not going straight to him. I'm kind of moving towards his hind end. And kind of acting like I'm going behind him, passing away from him. I'm moving his hindquarters. So it doesn't seem like I'm running straight at him with it. And every now and then I'll bring it up to him, see, hey, what do you think? He says, I don't know. And I might just hold it there for a little bit till he kind of stops his feet. Sniff it. There, good boy. And I don't sneak around with this flag. There, now I got it on him. I don't sneak around with this flag. I get pretty crazy with this thing sometimes. Because one day, I might be, I don't know, moving cows or something. I might have a flag in my hand, stick in my hand or something. And I'm waving the thing. Anybody that's moved cows knows how that can go. I mean, you can wave and hoot and holler and yell and scream and wave a flag or whatever, and they don't even flinch. So one day I might be on him, and I might be waving this flag, and if I never did all this crazy stuff with his flag on the ground, well, then he'll be pretty bothered about that. So now I'm just holding it here at his shoulder, and he seems to be kind of bothered about that right there. And all this is just getting him prepared to saddle. If I can't, wave this flag over him, I sure as heck won't be able to get that saddle on him. So it doesn't make any sense to just quit with his flag and go for the saddle. So I want this pretty good. And I'll rub it all over him. Now he's standing still pretty good. Getting used to that. And if you notice the way I'm doing this, I wasn't moving my flag a whole lot until now. He's kind of getting more comfortable, so we go on, do more. See now how I can get kind of careless, move this thing up over him? He says, yeah, that's fine. And he stands there for a little bit, then I move his feet. Get some movement out of him. There we go. So now I want his front end to step over. I might tap him with my flag there. Just a little bit. More and more. There. That was nice and easy. Now I'll ask him for forward. Tap him on his rump. There. And that's something I might be doing when I'm on him. I got my rope on my saddle there, and I'll pull my tail end out, and I'll use that to slap him a little bit if I need some forward movement. If he doesn't respond to my legs, I'll use that to slap him on his rump a little bit when I'm on him. So this is something that I'll do on the ground. When I'm waving my flag and he doesn't go, I'll start bumping him on his rump. and get some movement. There. Now I'll ask him to trot a little bit. There. See how he's kind of pushing on that halter a little bit? He says, I don't know what you're doing. Well, I got a couple steps at the trot, and I'll slow down before things get out of hand. There, that's good. Nice and smooth. Nice. And he's licking and chewing. That means he's thinking. Get behind. I'll ask him for the front this way. Might tap him on his shoulder a little bit. There, good. And I'll rub him on his rump. He's a little unsure of the flag on this side. Well, then I'll just rub on him a little bit here. There we go. Trotting out pretty good. Move his hind end. Give him a step. Ooh, swung her through there. Nice. Give your face. See if he can come forward with me. Nice. Good boy. That's good. Good job, buddy. Me and you's gonna have us a big time, ain't we? Now he's kind of starting to warm up a little bit, and he's got a little bit of sweating going on there a little bit. So that's a good time to start rubbing on him too, because he might be getting a little itchy. And you start rubbing on him, they like, oh, that guy's about halfway decent to be around. Just love on him. He's breathing a little. This give me a good chance to give him a little break. Just give him a little breather. Touch his ears. Good. Just move forward. Wave my flag. It's pretty good with that. So now I'm going to put the cinch on him. What I noticed with this is just a cinch around his belly. Actually, I might give me the brush. Looks like he's got a little shit on his belly there in the cinch area. And that's another thing. I don't want to make him uncomfortable from having some crap on his belly there where the cinch should be at. And if you notice, when I went to start brushing on him, I rubbed him with my hand down underneath there first before I just went to the brush, just to make sure he's not touchy in that area. So now I got the brush in him a little bit there. I'll just move him around. Go on this side, new side, touch him. Yeah, pretty good. I might just brush him all over. He's got a little dirt on his back too. Get that dirt off before we put the saddle on anyway.
Person who's listening right now, I thank you that you see them right where they are at. Father, you know everything about them. You know when they get up in the morning and when they go to bed at night. You know it all, Jesus. You know their past and you know their future. Father, right now I
How am I doing on time, Ken?
You're doing good, Robert.
restoration to
I mean, as far as time is concerned,
increase their faith in you. I pray for the person that does
you
not
still
know
have an hour and
Father,
5
I
minutes.
ask that you would
All
reveal
right.
yourself to them. Let your
You've
spirit
not reached that point where I give you your first time
God,
slot
that they would
without
feel
being
your
asked.
presence. Lord, that they would
You're
know
good.
it's
You're
Okay.
good. No, you ignore me. That's what you did the whole time you worked for me. You should do it now.
your goodness to them, Father. In Jesus' name.
All right. I had to shorten my cinch here a little bit. It was a little too long. So when I go to put this on, now I haven't had the tarp on him a whole lot, but I just put that on, slide it over there nice and easy, reach up underneath there, get my cinch, and I pull it up against his belly. And I keep it there, keep it up against him so it's not slapping up against him. Get it nice and snug so it stays there. And when I do this with this, that gets him used to the cinch without having the saddle on him. And it helps a lot to keep him from bucking and doing all kinds of crazy stuff and running into the fence and all that stuff. So, and then I'll just go to working with him with that on him. There, get a little forward. Now he's licking and chewing again. See how he's got nice and round. When I put a little pressure on the halter, he's giving to that pressure. Move his hind. Step him over in the front. There. Rub him on his rump a little bit. Still not too sure about that flag when we switch sides. I'll touch him on his shoulder with it. Just all over. See if we can get him trot out a little bit. And really, all this groundwork stuff, if you think about it, what is groundwork? Have you ever thought about that, Ken? I'm sure you have.
I have thought about that quite a lot because I hate it.
In my opinion, it's teaching this horse how to think, how to use his mind. Because really, I mean, we're doing some of the same movements that we're doing on his back, but it's not the same. When you get on him, you put your leg on him to move. It's basically just teaching him how to think, how to use that mind. If we put a little bit of pressure on him and he gets a little uncomfortable, we keep that pressure there until he does what we want. If we ask him to go forward and we kick him in the belly and he goes backward, we keep kicking until he goes forward. If we pull on the bit with two reins, that means go backwards. If we pull on the bit and he goes forward, we keep pulling till he goes back. So all that different stuff, it's just teaching him how to think. There.
I always say it's developing the relationship that we're going to have once we're in the saddle.
True.
That's what's, I mean, and you're exactly right. They're thinking their way through that, and they're using their head, and they're figuring out where that release comes from.
It's the same deal with, I heard you talking about it, Ken. Why do we put a tarp on the ground and get a horse to cross the tarp? Well, a lot of people say, well, it looks like water. Well, no. These horses are not that dumb. They know the difference between a tarp on the ground and water. I got a brown tarp, looks like mud. Now we got a little something different. It sounds the same as the flag, but it's a little bigger. And I'll use this tarp just like my flag. Move toward his hind end. Get him stepping across. I might let him sniff on it a little bit. There. Right there. That's what I seen when I first seen this colt run around the arena.
You have 1 hour remaining. There are 60 minutes left in your session, and you still have a 5-minute mandatory break.
Thank you. When he first come in here, if you notice when I picked this tarp up, he's looking at it and he's trying to figure out what that thing is. That's what I first seen when he come in the arena here. He was looking at stuff and was walking up to it. He didn't just look at it and leave. See how I'm going up real easy, like I did with my flag? And then I get a little more careless. Now I might move it out here, see if he can go forward away from that. Might see if we can get a trot out of him. There. Here I'm getting him used to stuff that rattles, but I'm always also getting forward movement out of it. This arena is much nicer than my arena at home. It's there's no wind blowing this tarp all over the place. The other day I was working a colt at home and I couldn't hardly control this tarp. There was wind blowing all over, and all of a sudden that tarp flopped up against him, and I didn't want it to, and then I wanted it up against him and it didn't go, and we were having all kinds of fits. But I'm really wishing for some of that air right now. I thought it was cold on the outside. I think it's like 20 degrees warmer right here than it is on anywhere else in the building. Move his hind. I'm moving this tarp around. I'm kind of staying at his hind end. If he thinks he has to move, I'll just move his hind end. I'll touch him with it. There we go. Just like I was doing with the flag, but it's something a little different. It's something bigger. The reason I like doing this with a tarp too is because this tarp is way lighter than throwing that saddle on there 50 times. I get tired after throwing it on there 5 times in a row. So if I can get him standing still with the tarp here. If I can get that saddle on there without him moving his feet or getting concerned, well, I won't do it anymore. I'll just put it on there and leave it there. Move his hind. Get him coming forward. And I might ask him to back up, because we're going to have to back up on Friday. There. Put some pressure on. There we go. Right now, I'm not really concerned about where his head's at. I'm just wanting him to move his feet backwards there. And coming off of that pressure. Move forward again, and we go back. There. He brought his nose down and in just a little bit. There. That's off to the nose band there. Actually, I Just thought of this. I don't know if I'm going to put a bit in him or not, but I'm going to check for wolf teeth. Just, ooh. He's got some big old dandies in there. So that's something I want to be very aware of when I go to put the bit in there. Some horses are okay with those wolf teeth being in there, but some of them absolutely don't like it. Those of you that don't know what a wolf tooth looks like, it's in front of their moulders, and their root goes up into a sharp point. And some people say when you bump a bit on that thing, it's kind of like sticking a pin up in their head. It's a real sharp pain to them. So I might hang a bit in there, just see how he responds. If he's okay with that, I'll keep riding him with a bit. But if he seems like he's very doesn't like it very much, well then I'll go to something else and we'll try something else. There, we brought the tarp back. He's a little concerned again. And he was standing still earlier, so I'll just wave this tarp. Wait till he stops his feet. There. Still a little concerned there? There, that's good. I might leave it on there. Might move him around just a little bit. That's good.
I love the way he's building courage into this horse. I told you guys I'll comment on things they're doing that I like. I love watching. He's just building this courage a little bit at a time. He lets this horse be scared and then shows him he doesn't have to and brings him on and just builds that a little bit at a time. And you can just watch this colt keep getting more and more courageous and steadier in everything he's doing.
I don't know if anybody else is seeing this, but earlier I couldn't walk up to this colt with this tarp just holding still. Now I'm waving it around pretty good. And like I said, I get pretty crazy with this thing. If I want to do something spooky and scary and odd, I'd rather do it right here rather than wait until I'm on them. And then I'm freaking out. And even this tarp, one day I might be out, who knows, riding through the sagebrush or out on a desert somewhere and some tumbleweed comes rolling at me. He'll kind of know how to handle that. I think I'm ready for the saddle pad. Take this off. My nice fancy turquoise saddle pad. In case nobody noticed, my favorite color is turquoise. And this is why I use the tarp. See how I'm putting the saddle pad on there? He never moved a foot.
Some of you have horses that won't saddle up that still at home, and they're 10, 12 years old.
And that's why I use that tarp. Then I don't have, I'm ready for the saddle. Then I don't have to spend half an hour standing here trying to get that saddle on there. And I'll get off the rail to saddle him, because this colt's never had a saddle on him, so I don't want to be up there between the colt and the rail. And when that stirrup flops down on the other side, he might, I mean, we don't know. They've never had a saddle on him, and he might jump towards me and get me pinned up up between between him and the fence there, the panel. And I don't want that. Safety is a big thing here. And I'll flop that saddle pad on, and I get a rhythm going. 1, 2, follow through with the saddle. 3, nice and easy. And he didn't move, so I'm leaving that saddle right there. What I noticed was some of my colts, they'd stand here, I'd pull the saddle off, throw it back on, pull it off, throw it back on, 5 or 6 times, and about the 6th time, he says, well, I don't know, what do you want? Maybe I ought to move or something. And they go to moving, and you can't keep that saddle there, and then you created a problem. If he's standing still, he's doing good, keep going, go to something else. I mean, yeah, if he's going to run out from underneath the saddle, yeah, I'll pull it off and put it back on until he stands still, but I'm hoping I wouldn't have to do that. Hoping my cinch is short enough, but I think we're good. I think I got another hole on the other side. I've been riding big old draft crosses lately, so I had a bigger cinch on, but I think we can shorten it up enough where it'll work. Might have to use a shorter one tomorrow, but oh yeah. Notice how he kind of situated there? He got a little unsure about the cinch. So I loosen it, let him breathe through that a little bit, and I'll tighten it up again. Reach over there, get back cinch. And I'll pull that back cinch up there and keep it up on his belly until I got it locked in. And I get that thing up there right up against their belly, so it's not, when he goes to walking off or something, so it's not touching him in the belly or flopping up against him and scaring him. So here, I'll just move him around a little bit in a circle here. There, that's the licking and chewing. Go the other way. See what I was doing earlier? Before I ever put the halter on him, I was walking toward his hind end, getting those hind feet to step over. There. Now I might turn him loose. Just turn him loose and the reason I do this at home, I'll turn them loose, and I noticed without me pulling on their head, they don't get scared as easy. There. I want them to go in on their own. They go to buck and I start chirking on their head. That's another, that scares them too. So, get the front end, step over. There. Now he's walking nice and free. Step out in front of him. Get him to stop before he goes too fast. Because I don't want him just blowing off and...
Robert, you have 45 minutes remaining in this session, 45 minutes left with a 5-minute mandatory break.
Thank you. And right here, I'm really focused and watching, making sure that colt is with me. There. Moved up just a little bit. Before he starts trotting, I get out of there. Because we could turn this into a big old bucking rodeo probably pretty quick. I don't know, but if I just push him up into a trot. There. There. That's a nice trot. See if we can get another one. Nice and easy. Good. Slow down. Go again. Keep him going. Good. Step out in front of him. Go the other way. Good. See if we can get a trot out of him. Good. All right, Ken, I think I got him ready for you to ride.
You know, I was gonna, but the judges are real snooty about that.
Did you ask him?
I did, but Judge Westfall specifically said no.
Okay. Step out in front. Get him to face up here. Now we'll see if we can move him out just a little quicker. There. He almost loped, but he didn't. There. There, that's good. How about that? Thank you. Go the other way. Now we'll do the same thing on this side. Oh yeah, that's nice. Go again. Good. This is just like I was doing with my tarp. I'll be real cautious at first. And then as we go, we build that up. We build that up, and we get a little, so we can get a little more careless. See if we can get his hind to move over a little. He says, well, I'd rather be over there by the rail there. Well, then I might move him out. Before too long, he'll think, well, that's kind of hard work being out there on the rail. See if we can get him to face up again. I might get out behind him so I can tip his nose in just a little bit. Maybe follow him. See if we can get him to come off the rail just a little bit. Now he's like, what's he doing back there? He says, I don't know. I think he wants something, but I can't quite get it. Maybe he wants me to poop. Yeah, I see that. You're doing it right in front of my face. I'll step out in front. There. Might turn him in. Good. There. Got off the rail just a little bit. Good. There. That's what I was looking for. It wasn't perfect, but it was a little bit. I might do this on the other side again. There, that's the hind. Good. There. That's not. Good. Good boy. See if we can get a lope out of him again. There, that's the hind that we're looking for. I might put the halter on him again. I got the tarp right here. I might see if I can get him to cross this tarp. He says, I'd like to take a step, but that thing's right there. I don't know. There you go. Now I might start banding him again, get him ready to get on him. When I pull here, I want his nose to come this way. There. Just a little bit. He's moving his feet. There. Now I don't mind if he's moving his feet, because when I pick up here, I don't want him just freezing up and just being stuck there. I don't want him planted to the ground like a statue. Yeah, I want him standing still when I get on. Uh, but I also think if you got them just standing like a statue and just too loose in their neck, when you pick up on them, then they, for me anyway, I can't get as much forward movement out of him. There, he got off the halter just a little bit. Go on the other side. Tip his nose this way. There, that's good. It's a nice bend. Get a little more. There. Good job. The other side. Just I'd rather bend my head over there. There. Good. Coming off there. That's nice off of pressure. Now I'll pull on this and get his feet moving. So when I get on and he doesn't respond to my legs, I can pull on this halter and he'll kind of move a little bit maybe. At least I got a little more of a chance to get him going. Nice. Good. And move. There we go. So now I got him pretty good soft. I'm going to bump him with my stirrup. Say, hey, that means go. There, one step. A little more. There. Stop. Bump, 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 bump. Harder, hard. There. Stops. Bump, bump, bump. A little more, more. Move. And if you notice, I don't just stand here and nag and nag and nag and I ask, like right here, this is the good deal. Here's the not so good deal. There. And it's not like I'm jabbing that stirrup in his ribs. I'm just consistently bumping on him. There's the good deal. There's the not so good deal. Move. There. Good. We go again. Here's the good deal. Here's the not so good. There. Now we'll go on the other side. There's a good deal. Here's a not so good deal. There. There. Good. Here's a good, not so good. There. Good. How's my time?
You have 30 minutes and 15 seconds remaining with a 5-minute mandatory break still out there.
Thank you. I think I'm going to take my break right now.
The judges appreciate your thinking.
What's that?
I said the judges like that.
Oh, I sure hope so.
They can stop worrying about it.
So the reason I'm going to do this break right now, I got him going forward just a little bit. I'm gonna hang this water bucket. He was going forward just a little bit, kind of moving off the pressure. And he seems kind of, getting a little tired. So,
Break starts now.
Thank you. And he's getting a little tired. So when I get on to put the first ride on him, I think this would be a good idea to just give him a little break, let him catch his breath. When I get on, I'll be able to get a little more forward movement out of him.
Good. What did he do that surprised you? Oh, first time you've been speechless all day.
Honestly, I don't know.
Nothing.
I mean, he kind of did everything that I expected out of him from what I was, because he looked confident. When I asked him with the tarp, I mean, he moved away from it, but he was always paying attention.
How do you feel about where you're at?
I feel pretty good. I wish I could get him to face up just a little bit without the halter on him, but it's not too bad. But yeah, that's about the only thing that I really liked how he handled the saddling.
Seems to really want to use his head.
Yeah.
Seems like he thinks his way through things, and you're giving him plenty of time to do that.
Yeah, and I think that's very important with this particular colt is giving him, like, asking him something and giving him time to think about that and get that in his mind.
All right, I'll give you a couple minutes to get a drink of water and talk to your pen wrangler. You guys, I've known Robert a long time, and he shocked me today. He's not always the most talkative type. He came in here this morning. He sure didn't have any issues getting it out. Lots of times he's that kind of quiet type, but it's fun to watch these guys as they go in, and you're watching completely different approaches. You watch the tarps, a really good example. So far, both trainers have used tarps, and two completely different approaches to the tarp, and yet results that end up pretty similar so far. I mean, we're saddled. We haven't had any NASCAR moments. I know some of you are a little disappointed in that. I mean, that's really why we watch this. We're hoping to see somebody hit the ground somewhere. I mean, I hope it's not completely boring the whole time. No, I'm kidding. I hope it is boring the whole time. But you see these completely different approaches, and yet we're ending up with still a very nice-looking colt standing there. Honestly, because I don't ever want to be caught afoot in my life, I'm watching these 2-year-olds. I'm a long, long ways from home with a very full horse trailer, and I'm thinking, man, I should be taking one of these home. I should be taking a couple of these home now. I'm up to 2 favorites now that I should be taking home. So, anyways, it's really neat. For me, I was part of a Colt Starting competition, and I listened. There was 6 competitors, and I listened to the other 5 hammer on the horses and pick on them and tell people how they weren't good enough and they weren't this and they weren't that. And that really, really gets under my skin. I think the breeders work really hard to bring really nice colts. The guys that own these colts work really hard to bring really nice colts to a competition. And what I really appreciate so far is both of these trainers just keep saying over and over again what nice horses they are and how much they like them and the way they think. And I think that's a big part of horsemanship. Your horse's reputation is your responsibility. And so if you're training that horse for someone or for yourself, really doesn't matter. That horse's reputation is 100% your responsibility. So if you tell everybody what a slug he is, that's what they're going to think he is a slug. If you tell everybody what a great horse he is, they're going to start thinking that too. So I'm not saying if your horse kicks, bites, and squeals all the time, you should say he's wonderful. No, if he kicks, bites, and squeals, you should fix him so that he stops doing that. Then tell everybody he's wonderful. Because in reality, that's really what I always want to do is I want to hand my horse off to anybody. I want to be able to just close my eyes and hand the lead rope over, and whoever grabs it on the other side end up happy with the horse they've got. And so the only way you can do that is if you're always striving for a quiet response, right? you listen to both of them so far say it different ways. Robert was just talking about giving the horse a good deal and not, a good deal and a bad deal, and offering him a good way and a bad way. And Kylie talked about getting him to respond to her and to respond to pressure and find release. It's the same thing. The reality is when we're done, we want these 2-year-olds to look like good 10-year-olds, right? When we do a colt starting clinic, I always love it when we go out on the trail because you can't tell the broke horses from the started colts. And that's the way it should be. We should look over here and say, gosh, that's a nice horse, not, oh, he's a cute colt. I want him to look like a broke horse, and that's what we're seeing so far. I love the approach we're getting and the stuff that we're getting done with these babies. They're doing a really good job with them. If I can just keep on track of their time. Your time starts in a couple seconds. Your break ends now.
I was starting to think if you're still keeping track of that time.
Problem was I got long-winded, Robert. We almost missed it.
Okay. So he didn't get a drink. He didn't come over here, but I'm going to offer it to him anyway. Good boy. Nope. All right. He says, nope, we got work to do. All right. So now I'm take the reins off. So now I'm going to put the bit in his mouth, and I took my reins off. I'm just going to put the headstall on him and let him carry that for a little bit. See how he does with the bit in his mouth. I'd like for him to drop his head just a little bit. There. Good. Keep the pressure on. He drops his head. A little more. Good. Come with this bridle. And I'll hold it up there against his mouth there until he starts working it. But I don't want that bit just jamming and jamming, bumping on his teeth. Anybody that's ever bumped something on their teeth knows how that feels. There. Then I'll hold it in there for a couple seconds. Get the brow band out of his eyes a little bit. I might drop it out again. And we'll do it again. Put my thumb in the corner of his mouth so he starts working his mouth just a little bit. And I'll slip it in there. Slip his ears over the head, in the headstall. So now I'll just let him wear that a little bit. Get it centered a little better. Tighten it up just a bit. And I might just do some groundwork with that bit in there. Let him kind of figure out where that's at. Move to the right. And this bit's got a little roller in there. It gives them something a little bit to play with. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's like a little cricket in there. And the thing I noticed with this bit, I just started using it here a couple weeks ago, but I noticed that with that little roller in there, there's not very many colts that want to put their tongue over top of the bit. And that's an issue that I've been having with some colts quite a bit. We put the bit in there, they want to get their tongue over top of the bit, and then they can't. If they get their tongue over there, they can't carry that bit. And I don't ride them in this bit long term. I put them in there for maybe I don't know. Usually it's 5 or 6 rides. Usually not a whole lot more than that. And then I go switch to another. It's a D-ring one that I got over here. It's a D-ring snaffle with a little dog bone in the middle. And I feel like this one just helps them, teach them how to carry that bit. And then I go to the other one. Let him just kind of figure that bit out just a second here. Center it just a little better for him. I'm just waiting for him to maybe close his mouth just a little bit and maybe carry that thing just a bit, and then I'll take it out again. There, that's a little better. Up. Just want to take a pee. That tells me a lot. Tells me he's relaxed. Have you ever seen, I don't know if anybody's ever seen a nervous horse pee or not, but I've never did. Oop. I found something. Might have to work on that. There, good. I might throw it over here. Good. So now he's kind of trying to carry that bit just a little bit. He's not gapping his mouth quite as much. Now he is again, but so basically all I wanted to do for today is on this bit is just get it in there and let him feel it just a bit. That way when tomorrow we come in here, it's not brand new. Man, I'm not used to being able to reach over top of him like that.
Robert, you have 15 minutes remaining. There's 15 minutes left total in your session.
Okay. So I'm just making a little racket on here. There. Go on this side. Good. I might go over to the other side. Reach over. There. Good. Start jumping up and down. There. My cinch. Make sure that's nice and tight. Simply because I don't want my saddle rolling when I get up there the first time. I'd have to shorten my latigo a little bit, go another wrap. There. I like that a little better. Sure my back cinch nice and tight. Stand up in that stirrup. There you go. Now we'll get to moving his feet again. On this side. Put my weight in that stirrup. That's good. Good boy. Good boy. Reach over there, pat him on the other side, make sure he sees me with that eye. Rub him on his rump. Good. Good boy. Go. Reach over there on the other side again. Rub him on his rump. Just make sure when I go swing my leg over there, if I bump him on his rump there, I don't want that to be new and spook him. And then every time I step off, I want him going forward. Because that's everything that we want. When I get up there, first thing I want is him going forward. Not too fast though, but and also I'm keeping him in a little bit of a bend. So when I get up there, I want him a little bit of a bend. So there I felt him just moving a little bit when I swung my leg. There, good. I rub him on his rump with my foot. Slip on over there. And when I'm on, I try to stay on. So here, I'm doing a little bending. Thank you. Doing a little bending. I just want him to move his feet. Like I was doing earlier. Get a little bend. Says, I don't know. I might bump him with my leg a little bit. Say, hey, there you go. There you go. Bump him again. He's going backwards, but there we go. That's the forward. And right here, I'll go to rubbing holes in their skin right here. Hey, we crossed an obstacle. And that's something you can't hardly do too much of. Just rub on them. If they're doing what you want, just be rubbing on them. I might toss my lead rope over there on the other side, get a little bent this way, and we'll go that way. Go to the right. There we go. That's a good boy.
10 minutes remaining, Robert. 10 minutes left.
Might Rub him on his rump a little bit. There we go. I like the feel of that walk. He puts a foot in the ground like he wants to go somewhere. Just the other day I was working with a colt. One of those that when something spooked him, he just stopped and froze up. And I said, man, I don't like that. Because I said, probably if something spooks him and I'm on there, when he does go, it's going to be a big jump and out of there. That's exactly what happened. I thought I had him pretty good on the ground. Put the saddle on him and got up there on the one stirrup, and he did that, froze up. I was standing on the one stirrup. I bent him around. Finally, he took a step, and when he took that step, he made a big jump with that step, and I didn't last very long, which I was just on the one stirrup. And that's why we get these horses going forward. And you'll see me with one that's kind of sticky. I'll be doing a lot more of this, just doing circles. Now, he's walking out pretty good. So I might turn him over here again. There's front end moving across. Might be able to turn him. Nice turnaround. See if we can move him up to a little bit of a trot. There we go. Good boy. Yeah. Good. We go the other way. Good boy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ken, you ready to go rope some bulls?
Yeah, heck yeah, let's go.
All right, open the gate. Let me out of here.
Yeah, let's get after it, Robert. Open that gate and get her done.
We get a trot out of him. There we go.
Robert came out to work for us and run our cow camp for the summer, and we sent him up the mountain with a whole bunch of horses that weren't much good, and he didn't know very well. And he brought us back a bunch of really good horses, and our cattle all in really good shape. And what happened in between, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, you might not want to know.
I might not want to know.
It was all icy.
I grew up in the Bill Clinton era. Don't ask, don't tell.
Oop.
Some of it might have looked like that.
So that's not really what you want to see, but it's what we got. So really what happened there, I bumped him with my leg a little bit, and he was kicking at my foot just a bit. The rest of it just spooked him, and he kind of took off. But we got it figured out. It's all right, buddy. Yeah, some of it might have looked like that, Ken. So now he's very concerned about what's going on. There we go. So now with that, we got to free him up just a bit again. Good boy. Good boy. Now we're going somewhere.
You know, when things like that happen, it's just stressful moments, and we try to work through them the best we can. And it can happen. Little mistakes happen, little things happen. The most important thing you can do is stay calm. Don't get wound up. Don't make a big deal out of something that's not really a big deal. You have 5 minutes remaining, and all tack and all gear must be out of the round pen at the end of the time.
There. So yeah, like you were saying, Ken, stay calm. Sometimes it's kind of hard when they're going to bucking like that, but if you noticed, I didn't just grab him. I was not ready for that at all. And I probably should have, if I was a little more prepared, I'd have bent him around a little bit and move his hind end. But I had a hold of my rope there with the right hand. So I was like, well, just stay calm and move him through that. If you just grab your lead rope and just start jerking on him, that's going to make matters just worse. He says, well, I'd like to go that way. All right. There we go. Good. So I'm going to get off, pull my tack, and if I got some time left, I might do a little bit of stuff on the ground again. Hey, buddy. So now, at the end of this, since we had a little bit of a fit there, I'm going to try to do something just real calm and easy and nice to end this session. So he's
2.5 minutes remaining, and all tack must be out of the pen.
So that's the last experience that he had. Like I was saying earlier, start quiet, end quiet. Just going to get him to follow me. I'm going to put this lead rope up just like this, so I don't have to put the halter on him the last minute yet. Get his front end. So now I'm trotting him a little bit around. Just got to thinking, well, he was having a little trouble trotting out nice when there just before I got off. I'm thinking, well, maybe this will help him to move out a little better.
One minute remaining.
There. That's good. That's what we're looking for.
15 seconds left. 5 seconds remaining. You might want to get out of that pen. You have time.
Did I make it?
Did he make it, Terry? Yes, the judges
We'll
said
see.
you
We'll
made
see
it.
what the scores say. But you guys, why are you sitting on your hands? That was pretty good, wasn't it?
The first time I went to Road to the Horse, they started calling me Last Minute McNabb. We're going to call you Last Minute Mast. All right. Good job. Good job. All right, Robert, tell us kind of what you think about how today went.
Well, I feel pretty good about the whole deal. He had a little bit of he bucked a little bit, and I'm not sure what caused it really. I think he was getting a little tired, and I pushed him, and he kicked at my foot a little bit. I bumped him with my legs, and that spooked him, and kind of set him off a little bit. But I feel like I handled it pretty good. He settled right down. He wasn't going to throw me off. Like he wasn't being mean or nothing
Right.
like that. So
Hopped around, scared a little bit, but there was no big mean fit.
yeah, I think he handled it pretty good. And we worked through that. I wish I would have gotten a little more forward motion out of him towards the end there, but I was running out of time.
You were running out of time. You used all of it to the last minute. I commented early on, there was not a lot of wasted effort. Is that kind of part of your program?
Yeah, a little more. I mean, when I get to working with these colts, I get right to it. I get their feet moving, and when I get up there, we're going places. We're going somewhere. You don't want to push them too far to where they get uncomfortable and you have a big wreck.
Right.
But if I feel I can do more, I'll do more. I'll get them going.
One last question. Tell me, what does being in this competition mean to you? Like, what's your motivation? What's it mean to you?
Well, I'm really doing it for my family, friends, and it's very, very, very an honor to be able to do this. As a lot of you noticed, no, I wasn't in it last year. I was supposed to be, and I ended up with health issues, and so I feel very blessed. A year ago, there was not a chance of me being in here. I mean, I was hurting, and I was sick, and so I feel very blessed to be able to be doing this.
All of us that know and love you are very happy to see you here this year. We're all blessed you are here.
And I just want to especially thank Ray and the crew and everybody for giving me another chance for this year and all the support and everybody throughout the last year.
Well, good luck tomorrow. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right.